We are live. Welcome back to the Shit That Needs to Be Said show, episode number 7. Howdy, Mr. JB.
What's going on?
How are you today?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm glad to be here.
I have got myself a nice chilly glass of Haterade. And I'm ready to kick today's show off. NorCal, I was just saying, man, NorCal normally posts.
We were just talking about you.
What's happening, buddy? So, if you saw the thumbnail, are we haters? Because, somebody posted a comment in my haste. I removed the comment that, we were kind of haters. And it kind of got me thinking that if I'm pointing out that somebody's a jackhole on Facebook and they're they just run around stirring up crap, and they're overall being a hater. And I point out that, they're haters. And then somebody calls me a hater. I just said this before the show. If you're hating on the hater, that makes you a hater. And why? Why would you do? Why do you need to complicate things?
We're a minute 36 in, and it's spiraled out of control with the hater who hates the hater.
Yeah, exactly. Come on. I mean, things are rough enough without having to make it confusing about being a hater. So, for crying out loud, just let us be over here drinking our delicious glass of Haterade.
Yum.
And have a nice day. Crying out loud, we're trying to be entertaining. Shit. Chainsaw, my friend, good to see you. I just had to kick this show off with the hater thing because it's just why?
Well, we talk, we give our opinions,
yes.
What, and then people think we're hating. And that's a really tough thing too, because it happens a lot. Like,
I mean, that's why we're here. We're here to give our opinions about things. Oh, we already got.
Oh, we're in trouble already. Here comes the community strike.
Wait a minute. I'm here, can't find you. Oh, that would be Mom. So let's hold on for a second.
We got to give Mom directions. Hold on.
Resend the link.
We hope you guys are doing good this evening.
Yes, everybody. Happy Wednesday. It is. It has been freaking holy cow cold here today.
Yeah.
We had some really nice weather for like a weekend ago.
Thompson.
And then all of a sudden, the winter came back. Just like out of nowhere.
That's just hater karma.
Maybe that is the problem.
I'm just gonna go with that whole theme today.
Everything's gonna be because of we're haters. Hater karma. Hater karma. You see, that's the hater karma hitting again. Tongue tying me. Thompson, buddy, how the heck are you? Happy Wednesday.
To all 5 people watching us, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. That reminds me. That reminds me.
Hey,
Pop Along RC. That is a new face in the show. Howdy. Welcome. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Talking about that. It for Pop Along, who has not been here, and for people who watch in the replay that don't catch us live, this show is just sort of a free-form talk show where JB and I will talk about anything and everything. If you have something specific you want to talk about or you have to say, you can post it in the chat, or if you're watching the replay, you can post it in the comment, because we do read the comments, and then we'll talk about it in the next show. As long as you don't go calling us haters, because
Oh no, I don't care. Call me a hater.
okay, you can
You're
call
fine.
JB, you can call JB a hater,
I'll
but
tell you
I
straight up.
mean, for crying out loud, we haven't been. I haven't hated on anybody for weeks. I think.
Give me a moment. Hold on.
I'm trying to remember. I mean, we point things out, like when.
Well, like I said, when you give your opinion on something, and this has happened to me in Facebook too. Somebody comes along and they want to give their opinion on it, and sometimes when you give your opinion, it doesn't always come across, like you meant it to. Like, sometimes it's just like, hey, your shocks are too tall. Well, that's your opinion of my truck,
Yeah, which it's all welcome. And 805 Stickies, hey, welcome.
Call it like you said.
This is the other half of Stickies.
Okay.
805 Stickies is. So that is my lifelong friend. We've known each other since we were like 5 years old.
Do you have friends?
Yes. Most of the time, but yeah. So welcome.
It's not bad for a hater.
Yeah, welcome, Mr. Steve. Really glad to see you here. I know he's in California, so I know it's early for him. He may even still be working. But now I totally lost it. Oh, the show. So the show really is just a free form, talk show where we talk about anything and everything. It doesn't just have to be RC related. We could talk about literally everything. If you're having if you're having an issue with, some jackass driving 60 miles an hour in the fast lane, and it makes you
let's
crazy.
Talk about it.
Yeah, hop on in here and say, man, there's a jackass who's driving the speed limit in the fast lane. What's wrong with people?
If you want to complain about RC, let's complain about RC. I mean, whatever. Yep. I'll hate on anything. Give me a chance.
Speaking of complaining about RC, just so I can say that I am an equal opportunity hater, the good folks at Element decided to release the Element Sundero, Gennaro, whatever they call that thing. They re-released it now in green. They call it titanium.
Somebody in chat will correct us, I'm sure.
It's green. It is green. That's titanium color is sort of this odd green color. That's just what it is. They made a few changes here and there, but essentially they just painted the body a different color. And I'm hoping that Element is not going the way of Traxxas, where they're just going to release the same thing over and over and over again with a new body on it. Hey, we got a brand new truck. Not really. It's a TRX-4.
You mean you painted it a different color?
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah.
We made a red one.
Not Hollywood, the RC industry. And what I mean by that is, let's not just take the same crap and redo it over and over and over and over again and over again and beat it to freaking death.
I mean, yeah, the RC industry needs something like Cocaine Bear to come along.
I saw one even better. Meth Leopard.
Meth Leopard.
The sequel to Cocaine Bear should be Meth Leopard.
Since we're on this subject, I saw a friend from Oklahoma post up a scanner post from the Oklahoma police station. It said that they were in custody of a 30-year-old male who was complaining of chest pains after taking 238 grams of meth. It's like, chest pains, huh? Well, it's like the least of your worries right now.
You're lucky your heart hasn't exploded. Or maybe that's the chest pains that you're feeling, is your heart in the process of exploding.
Fentanyl ferret, yeah. I like that one.
Chainsaw. Yes, the TRX4 did get a lift kit, which, hey, I think essentially the lift kit was they just put taller shocks on it?
Wait, I'm so wait. I'm so confused. I thought the High Trail was a TRX4 with a lift kit on it.
It is.
So the only thing that the High Trail has it doesn't is taller shocks. Is that what I'm finding out right now?
It's a completely new truck. Completely new. 100% new shocks that raise everything up. Or it might be they just stuck some spacers under the body.
Under the body.
That body lift.
Grab a roll of duct tape. I can make this taller.
We have come to a crossroads I believe in the RC crawling and trailing realm, because there's a lot has been done. The Axial was like the first production base that came out, and that was 2008 or so. So we got new companies coming along that, but when it comes to new ideas and things of that nature, we kind of are, we kind of seems like we've hit the wall of ideas. There's not a whole lot of new ideas that are coming. Everybody's kind of doing the same thing.
Hockey puck body lift spacers. Yeah. It's a good use for hockey pucks, especially if you got some lying around.
But yeah, when was the last time somebody really had something innovative for a trail truck or a crawler or a scale? Traxxas did locking hubs, 2-speed transmission. They did that.
Well, I mean, where are we really going to go, at this point?
How
like
about
you said, there's kind of a crossroads here.
Laser beams in them.
I'm sorry, what?
Headlights with laser beams in them?
Oh, you want lasers? Oh, yeah, of course.
I mean, something cool and technology-ish. It's kind of...
Is that like that guy who attached a gun to a Roomba, and every time it bumped into something, it'd shoot the gun?
Well, like Dr. Evil. He just wanted sharks with freaking laser beams.
Chaos.
I want some freaking laser beams. We have all this really awesome technology out there, and it just seems like crawlers and trailers are still in like 2012. You still get a basic 3-gear transmission. You still, a dig or a transfer case, but yeah, nobody's really nobody's taking any chances. You're kind of playing it safe, which, put some freaking lasers in the headlights. Do something cool. Why not? Put a freaking touchscreen on your RC car.
There you go.
Brainwave sensors. I know that
way I don't have to drive it. I can just tell it where to go.
You just think it, and it goes where you want it to go. We have all this great technology that, there's all kinds of cool stuff that the military does and has. Why can't we, trickle some of that down into the RC consumer market?
Right? RC defense budget.
Yeah. Something fun, We need
a 5-speed crawler. That's right, with a manual transmission.
Big giant shifter knob sticking out the roof. Scale accessories that fall off as you crawl. That happens to me already.
I was like, yeah, you got that one.
Because I did in the original Element truck that I had. I did have some scale stuff in the bed of that, and I did double sticky tape all of the stuff in the bed.
I don't know, some of those slow motion videos where you see the truck just bouncing and jumping and all this stuff's just flying around in the back of the truck. Those are pretty hilarious. Yeah.
Yep. I did eventually lose all my scale accessories.
Yeah.
They did eventually all just fall out.
You are an innovator. Now, I think you got innovator mixed up with hater today.
An inno hater.
An inno hater.
Yeah. An inno hater. Man.
Holy crap, there's 8 people watching right now. What do you guys are bored or what? Sorry.
I mean, don't be hating on our viewers.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We can hate on everything else, but we can't hate on the people who support our wonderful little hater program here.
Too funny.
This week, sponsored by nobody.
Yeah.
Because we're haters and nobody likes haters. Actually, we're haters and nobody likes haters.
You can't hate on the hater.
Yeah.
Wait, you can.
I did consider changing up my camera angle this week to this.
Jesus.
Maybe even this. Or I might have just gone back to where I was. But yeah, I decided not to. Because
what do you call it when you spray your accessories all over the trail? I don't know if that's a
decorating.
Yeah.
Virtual driving experience.
It's considered littering. Sorry. I'm sorry.
That's a good one, barbecue.
Virtual driving
experience. Now, yard sale like that. I did at one point. Hey, Robert, good to see you. I did at one point make a mount that I mounted to the front of the Capra and the Bomber, and I did a couple videos where it was supposed to be like a FPV style, but I can tell you that JDPASL, that's his YouTube channel.
JD Passel.
Yeah, he does a ton of FPV stuff. He goes and gets like all them little teeny tiny cameras and mounts them onto the driver's head. And
yeah, he does that. He does that with those goggles like they do with the drones and stuff. And he's got cameras all over the truck, and he can. There was somebody who was doing that before that we watched forever. Me and my buddy. He used to take, I think it was like a Summit or something like that had a Tonka body on it that he installed long range, and he'd go out to the parks and stuff and drive it through the parks, and it was super cool for sure. Especially if you have a disability or something and you can't really get around very well.
Also, it gives you that real one-to-one feel to it where you might.
Well, and now when a dog is chasing you, there's a bit of anxiety going on at this point.
But yeah, virtual driving experience would be. It would be cool if it was a little easier to do it. I think. I did look into like a goggle and FPV thing, and
what are you talking about? $600, $900? I'm like, I know it's not cheap, but
then it's electronics and it's wiring and it's figuring out, and that I'm not good with electrical type things. That's why I like the 1080. It's why I like the Hobby Wing axe system, because it's super easy. You just plug stuff in and you go onto an app on your phone. It's good.
Right.
1080 is even easier. You plug the box into it and you just tell it what you want it to be, and it goes. But yeah, kudos to JD Passel, because I've seen a couple of his builds that where he's done the camera up really cool, so it looks kind of like a what do they call them? Greek monsters with the one eye. The Cyclops. Look kind of like a Cyclops with the camera sticking out there. And he even has it to where the head turns on some of them. Yeah.
I've seen the propane tank NorCal. Have you the cutoff switches that are scale accessories? Have you seen those?
Yep.
Those are neat.
Power RC. They are very cool.
I haven't seen them.
It
I don't.
seems like it seems like they, as soon as they put them out, they sell out of them instantly, and then it takes them like 2 months to get them back in stock.
I know it was very popular when they came. I know it was very popular. And JD Passel announced he's done with tanks, dude. Yeah, JD's been around for. He's a good guy, man. He's been around for a long time and done YouTube for a long time. He's done quite a few things.
That would be, that would be a cool thing for somebody like an Axial or a Traxxas or somebody, one of the big manufacturers to actually say, hey, we got this kit. Plug and play, slap this thing in your RC rig.
I thought there was a 1/24 scale that had a little camera in it.
I think Amazon has several kind of cheapo ones.
I could have sworn I could have bought one from my hobby shop or something, but I can't remember what brand it was. It's I wouldn't say it is. It's not hobby grade, but it's a cheaper hobby grade, I guess. But I mean, it was 1/24 scale and it had a little camera, and I thought that was neat.
Yeah, and I thought I see a bug guy. I thought JD Passel just announced that he was just doing tanks recently.
No, doesn't that surprise me?
JD Passel squirreled. He's squirreling on stuff.
Hey man, you got a lot of interest. You got to show it off.
Yep. Oh, one other thing that I want to mention is for anybody that is not in the Stickies RC Facebook group, come on over there and join. This week, for the first time, I am actually live streaming on YouTube and also in the Stickies RC Facebook group, which I didn't even bother to go look to see if it's actually working or not. So,
oh my goodness. So there's people watching on Facebook right now probably trying to hit us up, and they're like, well, what can't these guys respond to me?
Because I completely forgot that I was live streaming over there. And it really was just kind of a test thing.
We're hating on the Facebook.
I don't even see it.
Yeah.
Manage access. It should be playing.
Oh, we even managed to mess that up. Jesse Baker.
Yeah, so never mind. Because Facebook pretty much is crap in my opinion anyhow. So screw you, Facebook, for not live streaming the freaking show, you jerks.
To all you amazing people watching, thank you for joining the haters this evening.
Yes. Also, speaking of Facebook, because I gotta wonder, how many people let their young kids be on Facebook, and further that, how many let their young kids be in Facebook groups? By the way, hi Jesse, good to see you.
I mean, what are we getting to here? You're talking about kids on Facebook. You're talking about kids in Facebook groups. I mean, what are you worried about?
Because I had something that I just noticed, because I don't pay a lot of unfortunately I don't pay a lot of attention to my Stickies RC Facebook group, but I did notice today, because I was trying to set up StreamYard to stream there.
Yeah, I saw that
in my rules. And I know I just copied and pasted my rules from somebody else. It was no brand bashing, keep it family friendly, and mostly related to RC. And I got to where I was like, family friendly. How many kids are in my Facebook group? And what parent's going to let their kid in a Facebook group? Why? There shouldn't be young kids shouldn't be on Facebook. Kids that can't handle, probably some cursing or, whatever. Because I think I'm going to take that off of my rules. Family.
I mean, if you think a little cursing is the worst thing you're going to run into on Facebook, I mean, gee whiz.
The
Apparently,
only
you haven't
thing
met me.
the only thing I ever had a concern with was, hey, you know what? If even myself, if I'm looking at my Facebook group at work, I don't want one of my coworkers to walk in and be like, "Oh my God, you got naked boobies on the screen," because somebody posted that in my Facebook group. But at the same time, we're all adults here. Not that I am going to allow people to post naked boobies in the
Well, I get
group,
what you're saying.
but you know, pretty much like this show, everything goes. It's Facebook. We're all adults here. We can police ourselves. But yeah, family friendly. Yeah. It's like having a family friendly YouTube show. Yeah, family friendly. If I want to drop an F bomb, I'm going to drop a freaking F bomb. And I don't want the lords of truth coming after me like, oh, you can't say that. There might be kids watching. Why? There shouldn't be kids watching
So
this.
I got your family friendly.
Yeah, I mean, there shouldn't be kids watching this. There shouldn't be kids in Facebook groups, and it makes me freaking crazy seeing people like policing Facebook groups because somebody said, oh, shit, oh, somebody typed shit in the comment, or somebody posted a meme that had an F bomb in there. Come on.
They call it YouTube, kids. My kids hear me yelling at them when they're doing something stupid. Our family friend.
Yes, and even at that, my mom is here, but my mom is an adult. My mom curses.
I
My
have
mom's
not gone off. I haven't gone off the rails this whole time. You wait.
Because I'm trying to be the good, wholesome co-host. I try not to. I try to watch my language, just because. But yeah, family friendly. This show, by the way, is not family friendly. And the perfect segue, Justin, your favorite viewer is here. Proceed in welcome.
Dude, this is like the only sponsor we have. Ooh, it's an RC car. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for joining us. That's why this is not a child's show or family friendly.
Yeah,
Because
because I normally wouldn't say that out loud.
and it's perfect. Uh I yeah. I just I have my I have my issues with Facebook and social media in general. But it kind of hit
Well, I
home.
mean, don't we all? I was a social media director, for Christ's sake.
And it just hit me today. It's like, why are we so concerned? And like every single Facebook group is like this. Why are we so concerned about that when, for crying out loud?
I mean, I really don't. I don't want to offend anybody, but I mean, is it? It might be my own opinion on this, but when you got all these 25-year-old mothers running around with 5 kids, it's a little hard to keep track of who's on Facebook.
Yeah, and again, that would be that you were the devil's apprentice. I mean, that would be the fault of it'd be the fault of the parents. If they hear something or they see something in social media when they're too young to understand it. Um, Sorry. I'm sorry that if you allowed your kid to come into our adult hobby oriented Facebook group and they
Got the picture of my.
they didn't understand, the gigantic middle finger. But again, why so much concern when there shouldn't be
I got a good story about that, but I want to read Jesse's comment.
Youngest boy just turned 18. I am only 45, and I am done being a parent.
Oh yeah, dude, I feel you. Wow.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, I mean that's the baby bird's time to jump out the nest and go get it. Go out there, enjoy. Woohoo! I got 8, 11, and 25. That is.
Quite a span.
Ooh, Oz got a few more years left of parenting. Freedom comes with consequences. People used to be a lot more tough. Offending people in disagreement is what builds character and point of view.
Absolutely.
Spot on. We are showing no kid anything they haven't heard or seen. That's true as well. But yeah,
I would like to think so, but there's always that one adult who's like, no, my kid doesn't understand what your scale of salt shovel is. He's a little upset. And I had to explain to him that that's not necessarily an RC accessory, son.
Yeah, they don't understand the tactical middle finger.
I mean, I get it, and I get it, and I don't. I do feel like it's a little bit of the parents' responsibility for sure. But when you got a house full of kids running around, and
it's going to be a little
house, that's a little hard to control.
It's going to be a little tricky to monitor your kids on social media, but.
So speaking of the middle finger, really quick, because I think you people will love this story, and I'm just full of useless trivia. There was a case of two neighbors in Canada, actually, and they got in an altercation in the backyard. And one neighbor, hey, so they go to court, and the judge says, "Oh no, sir, it is a Canadian person's God-given right to flip the bird. If you're upset, get out." So if they can do it in Canada, I can do it here. So I tell you right now.
Yeah, people getting offended nowadays over everything is it's a sad sign of where we're at. Social media isn't for under 14. Yeah,
I like that. I like that idea. Oh boy. Oh boy, do I want to know.
It's mom text, and mom said, I have to admit the word shit does fly out of my mouth sometimes. My mom says shit. And I think the middle finger, other than like Great Britain, where they have a different finger, they use the middle finger for something else in Great Britain. But I think it's a pretty universal way of, I think pretty much anywhere you go, people will understand that, the one finger salute. As soon as they say no, they know that people aren't what they always say they are. Which, oddly enough, that is something else that we're going to talk about today.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
The wonderful world of
the RC hypocrisy.
Yes, the RC community. Now, I
know we've talked about the RC community before.
And I have calculated it out based on my vast experience in Facebook RC groups.
Okay.
That we got about a 70-30 ratio.
All right.
And it's probably probably across the board in society is probably about the same. You got 70% people, pretty normal, okay, hang out with, no problem. 30% douchebags. That's just the way the world is. And within that 30%, there's another 5% of that that are like they're like the upper echelon of douchebag. They're the people that have the public persona, like, oh man, he seems like a great guy, or she seems like a great girl, really nice
A
person.
very not just great, but I mean, like, I very cool. Like, some of these people are majorly like influencers in the RC world, and what they have said, and then what they have turned around and done
Yeah.
are two different things. And I mean, I would love to like name names and places and times and people, but we can get into trouble for some of that. So, but I'm telling you, man, oh my lord, the crap that happened.
I know 70/30 is being optimistic. I do tend, and my wife will back me up, that I do tend to be an optimist, and I do tend to like to give people the benefit of the doubt.
Man, as
So
far as
you
I'm
may
concerned,
be,
you're all guilty. Hang them high. Give me the rope. I'll do it right now.
I don't call buying a couple of parts and adding them to an RTR a build. If you take the whole thing apart at least once and tinker, trying different things, that's a build. Absolutely. And NorCal, I may be being I probably am being optimistic. I know myself typically. I didn't. I have not spent a lot of time doing a lot of like community RC community stuff.
Oh,
Um,
I know. Yeah, I've been down that road though. I guess I feel that. I mean, there's a purist in the build thing. Like, there's like, if you build from a kit, and then that's a build. But if you take an RTR and you slap some Proline shocks on it, and you're telling me that's your build, okay, I understand what you're saying to me, but will I agree with you? Probably not. I mean,
um, Arrow, Chris. So I take it Ah's name is Chris. Nice to meet you, Chris, officially. We're still going to call you Ah because, come on, man. That is an absolute classic name. Isn't maintenance considered a build?
well,
You
you
know,
got to wonder if you completely tear down your RTR and you put new bearing, because I've done that too.
yeah, my bomber. When I first got my bomber, um, I think I ran it like two times in its primarily stock form. I already before I even had the rig itself, I had already bought like a front link deal from Incision and trailing arms and rear links for it. But I think I ran it a couple of times with like all the plastic stuff in it, knowing that it was all going to get torn apart. But I replaced all of those parts, and I don't think I touched mine
NorCal.
for like 6 months. Build step one, bashed a shot out of it. Yeah, I don't think, and it was probably 6 months before I actually tore my bomber completely down, and like went in and made sure there was even great grease in the diff or the axles or anything. I just freaking ran it. The rear end to a 4x4 and don't class that is built complete teardown. You have to build if you add or change something. Otherwise, it's a strip and clean.
Huh.
Now, I just heard somebody laughing in the background, and
Yeah,
considering
happens.
I know that there's only two of us here, and
That
there's
happens
nobody
every now
here.
and
Laughter is food for the soul. Now, see, I also think there's a difference between basher and like crawler trailer build, because a basher is like a constant teardown.
then. I would agree with you. Well, it depends. You know, it depends on what you got. I don't know. I've had some really decent bashers. Like I've had some decent stuff, like a Typhon and Slash. That I just drove the snot out of those things until something in them died. Then I replaced it. You know.
Yeah, I have to say, my 3S Typhon, I did not need to do a lot to it. Going to 2S, from 2S to 3S considered a build. In this day and age where you're allowed to, pretty much do or say anything, I would say yes, barbecue. You can call that a build.
I mean, I just to throw my whole opinion out there is maybe you're being a little too. Don't get hung up on the terminology so much.
Oh wait, because I have talked to like scale purists, or I like to refer to them as. Well, I can't. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say that. The Lords of Truth might hang me on that one, so I'm not going to use that particular phrase. But um, scaled Germans from the 40s, call it that.
Oh boy.
They go absolutely crazy. That's not scaled. Those guys make me. They have a very hard definition of what a build is, and their definition is some part of it had to have been done from scratch. You had to have cut some styrene at some point in order to consider anything a build.
I have a couple purist friends. Yeah, they're an interesting bunch. Yeah, for sure. It's cheaper too. Well, yeah, that NorCal, the two models. I mean, I thought so. Those are my opinions. I like what you said about playing the part of a hater and RCs that are impossible to work on. Have you owned a UDR, Rich?
No,
Oh,
I really like the look of the UDR. I like that, how it runs, how it handles the bumps, and I've seen a gajillion videos of them, and it's such a cool looking truck. I have a big problem with it's kind of big, and also it carries kind of a hefty price tag for something that I've also seen a bunch of videos where everybody says the same thing. They're not very much fun to drive because they're very, very squirrely and ungainly.
I didn't think so. I mean, that wasn't my opinion.
Terrible to work
on. Yeah, Robert, come back. We'll be here talking shit or hating on somebody, I'm sure.
Oh man, while you're at the store,
yeah, since you're gonna be there,
don't forget the milk.
Could use a pizza. The UDR is awesome. The UDR is an awesome truck. I'm not gonna lie, but I think that is to drive it. When we went in Philly, he said he loved it. He said he thought, once we got the stability right on the thing, because it has Traxxas stability management, which can be a wonderful piece of schnooty, but once you get that right and you get that down, like he said, he loved driving that thing. Like it handled the way he wanted it to. Now, a lot of times we drove it off 4S, but
now that I believe can go all the way up to 6S, correct?
Yeah, that is a 6S machine. The front end of the UDR is a puzzle for sure. Yeah, the UDR just has one of those things. And especially like it's great for scale bashing, but if you really bash it, like if you fly that thing, you're gonna bend the bumper in it and all kinds of other dumb stuff. It just
Howdy, Mr. Earl Moorhead. Man, good to see you.
Thanks for joining.
Barbecue. Because Robert does live in like northern Alaska. Barbecue's joking that the milk could be frozen before he gets back.
Because they live in an igloo? Yeah.
I'll munch on chocolate chip and raisin cookies. Needed the jack to work to change the drive shaft they supplied.
Oh, on the UDR? Is that, yeah. Yeah, it's a big truck. Well, and then yeah, what is it? Comes with a spare drive shaft, so that should make you worry already.
Yeah, the UDR is one of my bucket list cars. I
It's
want
a
a
cool truck.
UDR.
It's a cool truck.
I want a super Baja Ray, and at the moment, that's all I can. That's all. And eventually, I want an X Max
Oh
because
yeah, definitely.
I
You should
think
definitely if you had anything 8S before.
no.
Oh no, you need something 8S at least once, for
And I
sure.
mean, the X Max is the gold standard for bashers. It just is. You know,
Okay.
I think everybody
Okay.
compares everything. I mean, everybody did. Arma fans have been doing it for years. Every time Arma comes out with a new rig, is it the X Max killer? No, there will never be an X Max killer because there's only one X Max, and Traxxas has spent the better part of a decade perfecting the X Max into the monstrosity that it
I mean,
is.
I have had an X, but the only thing that died on it was the ESC, and I think that was my fault. So
And you're talking about Traxxas Electronics, which
yeah,
not exactly the best of the business. X-Max should be first. I do not disagree with you, Earl, on that one. With the way the property is here and the hills and how
oh
my
yeah,
driveway weaves up, I
even with
have
even with all
perfect
that
spot,
grass you got, even with all the grass you got, that thing is a monster. Now you make
and
a
I have
couple
a perfect
passes.
spot to just launch that thing going down the hill. So I get a big speed run going down the hill. It'll hit the flat of the driveway, and then on the other side of the driveway, it just drops off. So I could put a little tiny ramp there, and that thing will go to the moon. And all I got to do is, launch it across the street, and I have a big grass field over there to land in. So I have plans. I have plans.
The
I,
SCX6 is cool, but like you say, when we get into anything that big anymore, man, I just don't want to. I don't know. I don't want to pick it up and carry it around ever. Like I got a 6x6. It's plenty.
yeah, I don't know about the SCX6. I mean, it's pretty much all plastic as it comes. I think it has like metal
Oh,
links and stuff in
they're
it. But
cool. I mean, yeah, they're a nice
when
truck.
you when you start like building that thing up, like put some aluminum axles in there and maybe throw a little brass on there, you might have a 60-pound crawler. And like you said, I don't want to carry it. I don't want. I don't even want to have to pick that thing up
One
and put it
fifth
on the
petrol.
table.
Yeah, no, I don't want to. I'm not picking up an 89cc engine off the ground. This isn't like Primal Raminator style, dude. We're not doing that.
Barbecue working on my final thought video now. The 110 Polaris Razor.
So I
All right.
tried.
I am looking forward to seeing that road because I liked Hemi Storm's version better. He took Arma fire team and monkeyed around with plastics and sort of kit bashing some things together, and he made a side by side lookalike that I thought it looked cooler than the actual Polaris. But the nice thing is, I think Losi is making a name for themselves in the basher arena, for sure. They've got some cool stuff. I think Losi could arguably build something similar to an X Max or a Creighton 8S that would be.
I don't think that Axial SDX 6x6. I don't believe they'll do that because when I was in an interview with Axial and we were talking about 6x6s, they weren't having that stuff, man. Every time that we brought up, are you going to bring the 6x6 back? Do you guys have any interest? They were like, no, we're not doing that at all.
And quite possibly it could just be that Traxxas, they nailed it. They nailed that 6x6. That Mercedes 6x6 is it's awesome. And they just got everything right. It was one of those, you know, they caught that lightning in a bottle where it just everything meshed right, the balance was right. And I mean, I've seen people do ludicrous crawling with those things that are essentially bone freaking stock.
Right.
And Axios S, the 6x6 just didn't. It was good. It just wasn't that good. Not to mention, I personally think they kind of screwed up putting the Unimog body on it. They already had a Unimog. They should have left it. They should have done something else with the 6x6. Yeah, Earl, and that's something we've talked about on this show several times. Is the cost of things right now is, and Horizon umbrella specific.
Well, I mean, that even goes into Barbecue's statement there. They're really proud of their RC lately. I mean, well, go over, like, have you looked at the ARMA side of it too? I mean, yeah, man, all their BS right now. I mean, I don't mean to be a douche about it, but geez, they are pushing.
Hater.
Sorry. It's just, what is it, that ARMA Hall of Fame stuff where they take those pictures and stuff? I mean, man.
Well, I pointed out last week, I bought 3 years ago, I bought Vanquish Curry F9 axles for $149.99. I go onto Vanquish's website right now. I can buy the same axles for $149.99. Bank, and I'm not a fanboy, but I can do virtually the same thing going to several different manufacturers. And Horizon seems to have taken advantage of we have the pandemic and we have supply chain issues, so we have to raise the prices for things. But when you look at the Liberty Group's, financial holdings for 2022, they increased their profits by like 12% in 2022.
Horizon
at the expense of raising the prices on everything. And
then what was it? Well, who took out the Easy Pay? Is that Horizon too?
That would be Horizon. Horizon is going to be getting rid of the Easy Pay option, which I believe was a 3 payment kind of thing, almost like a layaway kind of deal. And it looks like they're making way for the PayPal payment system kind of thing. So they're getting rid of their own thing in order to bring in something else. But probably because the Easy thing didn't carry any interest or anything like that, Horizon probably saw the advantage of letting PayPal come in and do it, where if you pay it off in 6 months, you don't have any interest. If you go past that, then you get interest charged, and then everybody makes more money and we're all happy. Sold it with the fire team.
Don't buy a drop that's hot. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. And
yes, but there is
that had a lot of influence behind it too.
The fire team, we the customer can set the price, but don't buy a drop that's hot. Yeah, I personally don't. I never understood the fire team. To me, that seemed more like a Horizon kind of pandering thing than anything else, because it was another one of those. It's just another rig that they put a different body on.
I don't even want to talk about the fire team. How's that for you? Like, you want my honest opinion about the fire team? No. You take that thing, you can just leave. Uh,
I believe it's just an outcast. I think it's just the outcast they slapped a different
it's
body on.
not. I actually have a personal, and I mean, I can't, like I said, I can't go into depth about that, but I got a personal fucking vendetta with the fire team.
So there you have it. The fire team. Poop. Poop, as far as we're concerned. Issues with a Red Cat machete. They're offering a buyback on first releases, or will fix for free with parts available plus a gift card. Oh, that sucks. I hate to hear that. I got high hopes for Red Cat. RC Cape Cod. Good
Thanks for
to
joining
see
us.
you. Exactly. The last stab at taking people's stimulus
Checks. Well, there was a lot more. I mean, like I said, I have my suspicions, and I was around when certain things were happening, and blah blah blah, and I knew, like, I don't know. I did some stuff. All I can say is I did some stuff with the fire team that led me to believe. Yeah, I'm not impressed. I'm just not impressed.
Frank the Tank. Howdy, sir. Happy Wednesday. Good to see you here. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for coming and hanging out with
Yeah,
us.
with the haters.
I mean, yeah, haters.
So what needs to be said?
We're hating.
Well, we hate the fire team. I mean, we said that. We said
So
that we're obvious. We said that we have. What? How did you say that? This is still freaking me out. The hater who hates on haters.
So you got haters, but then you got the haters. So now you got the haters who hate on the haters.
Nope. Every time.
That still makes you a hater, technically.
Okay.
And if you're hating on the haters, and you're calling out haters, it technically kind of makes you calling the kettle black. As far as I can, in my roundabout way, I could do that whole graphic thing with the math and the music and everything, trying to figure out. But that is the bulk of it is hater.
Then he drops my favorite emoji, the hand pink waving. They hate honesty. Yeah, that's.
If you a hater, then you were back where you started. See, all gets it. He's got the train of thought there.
4 lefts don't make a wrong.
He did the calculus there and the geometry, and he tied it all back.
Too funny.
Yeah,
we talked about
hating honesty, barbecue. That is a common theme. It is a common thing. A lot of people seem to hate honesty and truth.
Well, it's like your buddy Sticky said. Look, you got to be able to have a healthy debate and see different points of view. Otherwise, how are you gonna learn to love and grow? I guess
part of the reason why things are so divided and people are so split is because we can't have open discussion anymore. Each side doesn't want to hear what the other side has to say. And that is essentially the stalemate that we're in. It's, to bring it into the RC realm, it is the Traxxas Arma battle. Neither one of them want to admit that the other company produces some decent vehicles. Arma fans, those Arma lovers, they love Arma and they hate Traxxas. The Traxxas lovers hate Arma, and it will never be. It's Hatfields and McCoys.
Well, the funny thing is I own both and I like both. I don't understand why we can't get along.
Well, listen on both sides, but when 90% of people agree, you might listen to the masses, and that, I've been saying this for
as long as the masses, as long as the M isn't silent in that sentence that you're fucking talking about, and they aren't running off the cliff, bro. Because I tell you what, 90% of the people can be jumping off the side of a mountain. I ain't doing that either. So
well, and I do believe that part of the reason why we're at where we're at is you have, you have that 90% of the country that is basically, they're not red, they're not blue, purple, a little bit of both. And then there's 10%, but that 10% is actually 5% and 5%. And that 5% from each side have been screaming so loud that they've just drowned everyone out. And nobody wants to listen now. Now it's just gotten to the point where it's like a baby crying in an airplane. You just don't even want to hear it anymore. It's nails on the chalkboard kind of thing. And we need to go back to where we get the 90% of us need to start telling the 5% and 5% to just shut up. Just shut up. Arma lovers and Traxxas lovers, shut your pie holes.
Well,
and let us enjoy both.
I don't want to come across like, there is a thing where it's like, if I ask a question over and over and over to people, and people have told me the same answer over and over, if I ask like 5 or 6 people and they tell me the same answer, okay, maybe I should start listening. That's true. I give you that. But I'm fine being a black sheep too. I will move against the tide if I have to. So,
that is part of the shit that needs to be said. Show we're kind of the black sheep because we don't mind. There's no manufacturer out there that I can't find something bad to say about, that they've done something wrong at some point, because nobody's perfect.
I'm going to stop you right there, and say that we are in America right now. You've got to use feet. No, I'm kidding.
Metric system. Man, only like 95% of the world uses the metric system.
What? There you go. You talk about the masses and the 10%.
I still don't understand.
It's because America secretly has this foot fetish, is what I'm thinking.
Inches and feet. That's what the rest of the world, because it's so much easier to figure out, 3/8 of an inch than it is, like 12 millimeters, 10 millimeters.
Yeah, he's giving me shit in the UK.
Something based on the factor of 10 is, come on. That's, you know what? I'm hating on the metric system. You can call me a metric system hater. Says I constantly have to convert things, as my wife came from Europe. She knows metric. She knows meters and centimeters and millimeters. I'm always having to be like, hey, it's 3 inches long, or okay, 25.4 millimeters to an inch. So it's about 7.5 centimeters.
Yeah. In Canada, we love everything and everyone. I want to throw the tag in maple syrup on there. Sorry.
The most polite people in the world, Canadians.
Is that?
Although I do have to say,
I've never been to Canada.
I don't like Justin Trudeau. I don't like. There's something about that guy that just watch out for him, Tank, because there's just something off with that guy. I get a weird, like, evil Mr. Roger vibe from that guy, like Bond villain vibe.
It's like, drink the maple syrup, drink it.
It's, hey, you see, you're like, oh,
yeah, I'm good. I had one earlier.
I wish I knew how to make maple syrup, because I have a maple tree here that I know it oozes sap out of it all the time. It's quite actually quite a messy tree, and it would be It would be very cool to make my own. Come on, Sticky's freaking maple syrup, man.
Sounds good.
Maybe I'm doing the wrong thing.
It
My
sounds.
$1 million
They
idea.
legalized weed, and I'm down with that.
Uh,
Is that where you live, or the whole UK? I don't
did,
know. You're gonna have to inform me of your world politics.
preach,
As for
brother.
legalize, as far as I'm concerned with that, just legalize everything and kill off the weak. I mean, at this point,
I mean, we are talking about natural selection here, and that's.
look, if you're
I
dumb
still,
enough to go do 238 grams of meth, like I talked about earlier, then that's your fault. You know,
oh, weed is still illegal in the UK. Wow, how backwards thinking of them.
well, I mean, there's still places in America where it's still illegal.
I've got very many. I mean, it's legal here in Tennessee, which
It's getting down
there's
to the last few states, but I mean, I think South Dakota's still a holdout.
oh,
I think Wyoming might still be a holdout, other than medical.
I mean Tennessee's pretty.
Kill off all the weeks. No, man, the whole year would be gone.
um, 3M tape, double sided. You know what?
3M tape.
I have. You know it. You know it, Earl. Bam! Got a little. It's a little leftover strip right there. This stuff is. It's like iron. It's like welding things together.
You could just sign that. Stickies 3M.
Sticky's tire glue.
I think of like the drag racing stuff that they use.
Oh yeah. Like tire goop.
Yeah,
Sticky's tire goop. I mean, the Sticky's name does lend itself well to anything that would be sticky. And I don't know if 805 Stickies is still here, but you know.
Well, did we lose NorCal? Did we get boring?
No. NorCal's probably he's lurking somewhere.
Velcro suit with a Velcro wall. I mean, I'm down.
Yeah. Sticky's tire prep. That's the stuff right there. I don't know though, man.
Sticky's pimp juice. Yeah.
Or Sticky's haterade. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so thick though.
All right, now we're going to transition into the adult part of the show.
As I dip off into the deep end.
You know, I was gonna say something about the pimp juice, but I gotta refrain because I still am a little gun shy with the Lords of Truth, and I don't know if I told 805 about the Lords of Truth. They took down episode 5 or 4. They took down one of the episodes because I happened to mention during the show something about a particular event that happened when the people put pieces of paper into a box where they choose someone to lead a particular place. And I mentioned there might have been some shenanigans that happened at that particular event, and the Lords of Truth came down harsh and just took the show off completely. I shall not talk about
all 108 views of our show gone.
Nudie Club, Sticky's Classy Chassis.
There you go. Voyager,
Sticky Stripper Glitter Tire Glue.
Oh boy, this is yeah. We're out of control now.
I mean, I can't say that either. I was.
Well, I can't say that either.
I come up with these really good ideas, but I can't say them because I'll get in trouble and they'll take the show down. What is when you talk about a cure, cure for something um, that you would, possibly inject with a needle into your body. What they call that, we could come up with our own, it's hard to say it without saying it.
Does anybody remember Pig Latin?
It's when it boils right down to it. When the YouTube community guideline says "Thou shalt not speak of said thing," but you really want to talk about it, it's really hard to sort of work your way around it. YouTube.
Are you talking about waxing? Absolutely.
Yes, Sticky's RC wax. Body waxing.
Body wax.
So we got stripper glitter tire glue, pimp juice, a nudie club, wax. He's making shorts and tire prep. Yeah, I mean, I think we have some solid. There's some solid ideas there. So I'm gonna take those back to the think tank over there, and who knows? Maybe in a few weeks we'll
have our own product. Oh wow,
that would be cool. I'm still gonna try to work on the maple syrup thing because my dreams of have the YouTube mansion and the 3 Ferraris and all of that. It seems to be waning because unfortunately I don't feel like
Sticky's RC gonna be rich. Sticky's RC. 3 weeks later in the paper, you see that he sold 8 million something units and then received 30 lawsuits because people lost their hair or skin to this product.
Sticky's RC bandages.
Because you're gonna need them afterwards.
I don't know if anybody has ever watched the show Gravity Falls. It was like a Disney cartoon thing, and I find it hilarious. It's about 2 kids that go stay with their uncle, who has like a roadside knickknack shop called the Mystery Shack, and his name, they call him Grunkle Stan, but he was a grifter in his past life. And he had a series of things that he tried to sell, which this conversation is very reminiscent of that. He called his company Stanco. One of his products was bandages, and it was called the Stanco Ripoff. And the Stanco Ripoff won't give you rashes, but it gave everybody rashes. It's kind of the vibe I'm getting right now, that I'm going to make Sticky's maple syrup and headline: maple syrup manufacturer kills millions. Dysentery returns because of Sticky's maple syrup.
No.
Australian sci-fi called Lex. No, I have not seen that. Syrup is racist now. Damn it. See? You got to catch things.
It was just Canadian.
You got to catch the iron while it's hot.
I didn't realize it could be racist.
Barbecue's right. I mean, at some point, everything is, you can. It's racist. You just can't.
Not racist. I'm always first place.
Why do I instantly think of a huge vape cloud?
I like that one. Yeah.
The
shenanigans on this show.
That's First and foremost, the shit that needs to be said show is it's entertainment.
Yeah, I suppose we better explain that again because some people don't seem to get that.
So, for all of the haters that are out there, we do have to explain that, there is a certain part of this show that is entertainment. Because why would anybody want to sit around for 2 hours and just watch me and JB talking about shit? it would, you know,
I mean, I love the 9 people that are here, but I'm not sure why you guys are here.
uh, and JMRC, good to see you, sir. Thanks for joining us and hanging out with us here on this fantastic Wednesday. Yeah, I
Everybody,
mean,
yeah. Thank you.
we could have a weekly show where we put a bunch of rules and things like you can't talk about this, you can't say anything that's going to upset anybody, or you can't you can't make funny faces, you can't have the middle finger as your virtual background. We could do all of that, but then it would just be us going, hi, welcome back to the show, thanks for watching. Today we're going to talk about you know this wonderful RC product that everybody loves because it's so awesome and so great. Thanks.
Well, I think I've seen that channel, dude.
Would you also please donate to us through our website or our GoFundMe, or you could super chat.
Dude, I forgot to bring up the website.
The website with the contact me where we'll just ignore it anyhow.
Yeah.
You can go to the non-existent website and go to the contact us page and send us a non-existent message that we would ignore even if it was real. Anyhow, for some reason I feel the urge to change hats.
It's entertainment. This is why I come to the show. It's for the chat. I swear, you guys make it great.
Oh, I saw the most brilliant freaking commercial that I forgot about today, and I don't even know who it's for, where it's people in like a department store, and this guy standing there, and there's somebody like helping him, and he's like, I can ship my pants right now. And the guy's like, yes, I can ship my pants from right here. Yes, from right here. Honey, you can ship your pants from right here. She's like, oh my God, I'm going to ship my pants. See, JM said that on board of ship, and it just reminded me of that commercial today.
Oh,
and
boy.
I was pissing myself watching it because it's like, oh, everybody knows what you're saying. Everybody knows what you're saying, but they can't stop you from saying it because you're saying ship and not shit. Although either way, it's hilarious because they're talking about, I can shit my pants right here. And then his son walks over and he's like, son, you can ship your pants right now.
Oh, boy.
I can ship my pants? Yes.
What? Where would I send them?
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what the commercial's for, but it's absolutely brilliant. Whatever they're selling, I would buy it just for whomever came up with that commercial. That's what you can make a whole movie out of that. Kind of like Cocaine Bear or Meth Leopard. Since they already made Cocaine Bear,
Fentanyl
I'm
Ferret.
going to start working on
I think
something for meth Leopard. Hey, Robert, welcome back. I hope you did not forget the milk. And
oh my goodness.
Yeah. Watch an episode of Coronation Street. You will want death quickly. There's so much on television nowadays that I don't understand. I don't understand how. I mean, I've only watched little bits and pieces of Yellowstone because I personally don't have cable. I don't really have any streaming services or anything like that, so I can't really watch the show. but I have watched like bits and pieces that I've seen like on YouTube, people making clips, and that looks like a damn entertaining show. That would be one of many not appearing to be very entertaining shows. And I can't believe the store's out of milk. That
Robert's milk is now ice cream. I think you have to add sugar first, otherwise it's just a chunk of ice milk.
now see, for Robert, if he went to the store, and Robert's missed this part of the show already, so you're probably gonna have to go back and watch it. But if you'd gone to the store and picked yourself up some Sticky's Haterade, by the time you got home, you would have had yourself some Sticky's Haterade popsicles.
Oh wow,
Which
that's a wonderful summertime treat in the wintertime. Yeah.
Yes, Earl in the film industry and don't understand what these shows are about and why. You know, I've said it for years that I don't understand the Kardashians. I don't understand it. I literally, when that show first came out, I literally tried to watch like
People like watching people with millions of dollars who act stupid.
They're freaking maniacs. I mean, the
reminds me of when Bam Margera picked up Billy Idol, and they're riding around in the Lamborghini, and Billy's like, "Hey man, it's hot in here." Well, I don't know if you've ever been inside of a Lamborghini. There's no AC, there's no heater,
and the windows don't roll down.
So this is when Bam takes a sawzall and cuts the top off his Lambo for Billy Idol, so that so they don't have to drive around all hot all day.
Yeah. And speaking of Bam, I got to say that is a sad. This is a sad story. I know that Bam just got himself arrested again. He was not in the Jackass Forever movie because he's not dealing with life very well, unfortunately. And
well, he never really has. If you go back, if you go back and watch his show, man, he was kind of a wreck.
Yeah, even the beginning of Jackass, he was kind of a wreck. But he's more so now than he was, and that's sad because I was a huge fan of Jackass. Still a huge fan of Jackass. Johnny Knoxville.
If you like skating at all, I mean, Bam had a presence in the skating world. I mean,
yeah. I think those guys were comedic geniuses. Not to mention just
outright crazy.
Yeah, they're insane. Barbecue, yeah. That is most recently. I got rid of the Disney Plus. And for anybody that has known me for the entire time that I've been on YouTube, I've talked about it a bunch of times. My family and I, when we were living in California, huge Disneyland fans. Like, I think we went to Disneyland like 14 or 15 times in 1 year at one point. And just sad what that company has become. They don't, and it's even more sad that they own the most successful movie franchise in the history of movies. Being charged by a big diesel generator all day makes no sense.
Yeah. Welcome to the shit that needs to be said, Earl. You're absolutely right.
The biggest lie in the world right now is the EV market, and the fact that every car manufacturer has finally gotten on board with making EVs.
Oh, we're in trouble. Well, yeah, I mean, the thing is, I mean, so far, like you and I have talked about, I live 4 hours away from Denver. Well, if I want to go to Denver, I gotta make it a 2-day trip just to go to Denver in an EV.
Yeah. Well, or you have to put a trailer hitch on the back of your EV and tow around a diesel generator so you can charge the battery just while you're driving. But hey, fun fact here, mom text: the highest concentration of sugar is found in the sap of sugar maple tree. Generally, the ratio of sap to syrup is 40 to 1. 40 gallons of sap yields 1 gallon of syrup. My advice is grocery store. Yeah, that's a lot of 40 gallons to make 1 gallon of syrup. That is going to make um, harvesting Sticky's maple syrup a little bit. Um, it's just going
What
to
did you
cost me
say?
$15,000 a jar, is all, because I'm only going to be able to get like a gallon of year of sticky syrup. So,
It's hand batched, hand brewed.
yep. Good old bee vomit.
Oh my god, these guys are all over the place. Disney ruins everything good.
They
No
do.
touch hand wash dispenser. What the fuck? Are you washing your hands after you touch the pump?
200 gallons of diesel fuel for every 6 hours of running to charge vans. I'll never understand it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I and the sad part is the thing I dislike most about the electric and hybrid driving crowd is is the attitude. I'm driving around an electric vehicle and saving the planet. What are you doing? I'm driving around in a giant pickup truck, not poisoning the earth with lithium, cobalt. Also, I'm not forcing child slave labor in Africa to make to get the products to make the batteries for my EV vehicle. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to save the planet. I'm just saving it in a different way than you are.
RD Enduro.
You're supposed to plug it in when you get there.
If you get there, that's the problem.
That's the problem. If it's 400 miles away and your car has 350 miles of range, you're going to have to stop somewhere on the way to charge it. And
well, that's why I said I've told you about that story that was down in California where the guy ran out of power, so he ran up onto this dude's lawn with his car and plugged his car in. And so the landscapers come knocking at the door and tell this guy he needs to move the car off the lawn. They're here to do the lawn. And he's like, I don't have a car parked on my lawn. And he goes out there and yeah, there's a Tesla out there parked in his lawn, plugged into his house.
well, and so the other one that I saw, the electric Hummer.
Oh my god.
So the electric
We're
Hummer,
talking about a vehicle, by the way.
we are in the adult portion of the show.
Just want to make that clear.
GM, General Motors, is manufacturing an electric Hummer that can crab, by the way. So it's got 4-wheel steer. So you can
wow.
crab
Like Denali style.
Yes. But the Hummer, the original Humphrey, was the military vehicle that made famous in the first Gulf War. Wonderful thing. It weighed like freaking 19 tons or something crazy like that, and then they made a street version of it, which everybody was like super cool, awesome. Arnold Schwarzenegger drove around in one when he was the freaking governor of California, I think. Super cool. And then all of a sudden, everybody realized that it was a terrible idea to basically drive around in a tank because you're killing the planet. But we've come full circle now that the vehicle that every climate saving person out there is cheering for is the original vehicle that they all hated. We're living in a backwards world here.
Yeah, they want me to charge it. Yeah, and that's been the thing is they catch fire and then of course just like a lipo, I mean, they don't go out. They just continue to burn. Now they can control the fire, but it doesn't mean that stuff still doesn't catch fire.
I mean, that was uh, Richard Hammond crashed the Rimac in the, I think, the end of the second season of Grand Tour. They were doing like a street race thing, and he crashed the Rimac and hurt himself. But at the same time, they were talking about how that car kept catching fire for 2 weeks.
Wow.
It was they were just constantly, they had taken the
Maybe
car.
we shouldn't use butt connectors.
Just I mean, if you're gonna go with a particular connector, I'm gonna say, for your EV, it's got to be at least an XT90.
Yeah.
You're definitely not going to be wanting to use Tamiya plugs for your Hummer EV. Bad idea.
Yeah, it's a chemical fire.
Yeah. That Rimac. And the new Rimac is even more insanity. It's like 1,900 horsepower, something silly like that. They say that it's going to break the speed record, which I think it already owns the speed record.
Was it?
It might have D's.
There's like I'll never forget that conversation I had with somebody that's really well known in RC about flying on a plane with batteries. And I was like, dude, yeah, okay, but what are you gonna do if they're in your lap compared to whether if you're there in your luggage? It's not like you're still gonna burn.
So the trick with the batteries, it being they want you to carry them on your carry-on.
They really want you to carry them on. I mean, but
only because if it's in the baggage compartment,
there's nothing they can
fire,
do.
Nobody would know until literally it was too late. And
imagine, like, what are you really going to do? Hold on to that thing while it's on fire? Like,
imagine the conversation that JB and Rich are flying to somewhere, and the conversation as the plane's going down because Rich's lipo batteries caught on fire in the baggage compartment. And JB is over there like, you dumbass, you're supposed to carry them on so that only the inside of the plane would catch fire and it wouldn't kill everybody on board.
Like, it's like holding them on fire would be any better right now.
It's hot. It's hot.
It's hot. It's hot.
Well, it was like for a while there, they wouldn't let people with Samsung phones fly on planes.
Well, yeah, man,
they would catch on fire in your pocket. Not to fast charge your RC battery, but we can fast charge our Tesla, no problem. Yes, the things that they back and forth on, California telling everybody that by 2030 you are not going to be able to buy a petrol powered car. You will have to buy, if you're buying a new car, it will have to be electric, and yet California has like the worst electrical grid in the country. And they have no plans to build any new power plants or anything like that. So everybody in California is going to get to 2030. They're all going to have electric cars, and everybody is going to have their cars charging at the same time, because everybody goes to work from 8 to 5 and they're going to get home and they're going to plug their car in. And at 5:10 every single day in California, all the electricity is going to shut off.
All the lights will dim out to nothing.
In the middle of watching Kardashians, people are going to be like, what the hell happened to the power? I'm not going to be able to figure out what happened.
Yeah, California has no sense. Well, I mean, I feel like, all of America has no sense of what they're talking about, man.
Yeah.
You just can't, where they're at with the technology on EV cars right now, it doesn't make it logical to go to EV at the moment.
Yeah, we simply can't support it. Hey, it's a great idea and it's a novel idea, and I applaud that you want to get there, but let's not just pick arbitrary dates on the calendar and say, oh, we're going to do this now, because you're being just stupid. And the RC community, we've been at the forefront of, batteries powered cars.
Well, that's what
Way
Earl was
before it
saying.
was
Yeah,
popular.
don't put your batteries in the freezer, but park your Tesla out in the snow. I mean, yeah, I mean, we have been in the forefront of batteries. We've been,
But that if you park your Tesla out in sub-freezing temperatures, it will not charge. It also will not start.
yeah. I mean,
They have battery warmers in
yeah,
Teslas that they sell on the East Coast that you plug it in and it has to warm the battery up. Because I know there were people posting videos all over the place this winter that I'm literally stuck at home because it's so freaking cold here that my car warmers won't heat the batteries up enough for them to take a charge.
yep.
Yeah, you know what? Because I'm going to go out and get into my GMC Sierra and fire
Yeah,
that
here I
thing up
go.
and drive my butt to work. Sucks to be you. Yeah. And I mean, when you talk about batteries and people that understand battery technology, there is nobody on the planet that is better at maximizing battery potential than RC guys. I went through the era of the 80s, the 90s of nickel cad and nickel metal hydride batteries where there was a science. RC guys and RC racers had them to a science that they could get their nickel metal hydride or nickel NiCad batteries. They had a 4-minute main, and their battery packs would last 4 minutes and 3 seconds. As soon as it crossed the line, that battery would die. But that thing would be lightning fast for that 4 minutes.
Oh my God.
Being on the moon is one thing. Making the world fully electric is crazy.
Yep. I agree with all those comments. I think that Fiat Panda, hilarious comment there, bro.
You know their
Battery.
Yeah.
Because it's too damn cold.
North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, upstate New York, like Toronto, those places where it gets seriously cold.
Well, and he's right about the salt too. The salt on the roads will ruin that, especially if they get up into the wires somehow. Because once they get into the wire, they can just eat through the wire.
Yeah, funny you mentioned that, Earl, because I actually know somebody that had a Toyota Prius, and they ran that Toyota Prius until the batteries were pretty much worn out in the thing. And this was early on when the Prius was first coming out. And I think they paid like $18,000 for their Toyota Prius, and it was like $12,000 to replace the batteries. Hey, you know what? And like absolutely useless. You couldn't trade the thing in. It was absolutely worthless with dead batteries in it because they knew, the dealerships know, it costs you $12,000 to replace the battery. So we'll give you $50 for that thing if you want to trade it in and get a new Prius.
Yeah, let's go make Alaska EV. You're absolutely right. Yeah. I suppose diesel number 2 doesn't mean anything to you, huh?
I mean, we've allowed that 10% to scream and yell so loud that they've literally turned everything stupid. And we have to make everything to appease this little tiny percentage of people that just because they scream the loudest. Right. Or because Greta Thunberg goes on freaking TV and how dare you?
Like I need a 9-year-old telling me what's up.
Yeah. Hey, you go get fake arrested, sweetheart.
Go get fake arrested.
Go ignore all of the facts about global warming and climate.
While you're at it, sign up on our website where we can ignore you.
Yes, non-existent website where you can go on the contact us section and send us a message that we will completely ignore, and then you could be a part of
being ignored.
Shit that needs to be said show non-existent membership thing.
I thought the RC alternator was kind of a thing. I know that what is it? The regenerative braking, is that what it? What do they call that? It's where
So so that would be yeah,
I don't think that's the proper name. How dare you?
the I know Formula One's been doing it for years now. The energy recovery system that takes the brake energy and stores it back in KERS. That's the one. Kinetic energy.
You're brilliant. We love you.
Yes. Yeah, really good technology, but if we could make an alternator that would be able to charge the batteries, we would essentially almost be creating a perpetual motion machine, which
that's on the verge of free energy, and you got to be really careful with that.
And personally, I think the next evolution in electric vehicles should be using the same technology that the military has been using for aircraft carriers and submarines. And let's go nuclear. I would have a nuclear RC car. I have no problem with that.
All right.
Occasionally somebody would have a little mishap. There might be a little, sorry guys, UST is, canceled. Everybody must evacuate because Sticky's brought his nuclear powered crawler here and there's been a radiation leak.
Apparently he fast charged it. Hey, have a good evening, Thompson.
Thank you, Thompson.
I was just about ready to change my camera angle, though, and show you my wall and whole room of RC cars behind me that I've gained off the RC community.
I can go up, and I got a new camera angle there. I'm going to bring it back over here. Ooh, I can aim it down.
Let me have a good evening, Thompson. Thanks for stopping by.
But I think everybody gets afraid of nuclear because of the Chernobyl thing, the 3 Mile Island, Fukushima. I mean, come on. Every once in a while, you have a little problem.
What did I say? We talked about this earlier in the show. Kill off the week. I mean, if you're stupid enough to play around with an atomic RC car and you set that thing off in your neighborhood, well then.
I mean, but it would be brilliant. Could you imagine you have one nuclear power source at your house, and it can power everything. It can power your house. It can charge your electric car. I mean, it can do everything, literally. You just have little tiny nuclear reactors, and you got one in your car, and you built it. You built it so it's strong enough to be able to handle some abuse. Obviously, you're driving around your family, and you don't want to crash, but you can build them safe. Like I said, the Navy's been using nuclear power in submarines and ships for a long time. It's relatively safe.
Well, you talked about perpetual motion. I mean, you touched on the free energy subject, and I don't know if we're going to get in trouble for that or not. But,
perpetual motion?
Yeah, perpetual.
Only haters of perpetual motion.
Only haters of perpetual motion
would complain about us talking about.
I mean, free energy. I think that if you were, I don't want to go off into conspiracy theories, but if you're talking about you guys risking cancellation, thanks. I think if you're gonna mention it, I think the government has had free energy for quite a while, and they don't want to flip the switch.
See, now that the community guideline strike right there.
Oh, here we go.
This show's getting taken down.
Lords of Truth.
Can't talk about free energy.
Imagine the mushroom cloud an RC crash would create. I'm still stuck on the mushroom part. I'm going to be honest. I'd rather.
I mean, realistically, obviously, battery power is not the way to go. Battery works okay for RC cars. It works okay for, radios and laptops and things like that. But it's not the way to go. with cars. There's something else is going to come along that's going to be way more efficient and way more economical. And of course, it's not going to require 9-year-old kids digging in mines in the Congo to get lithium and cobalt.
Make a lifetime tire, yeah, but then you put tire manufacturers out of business. People lose money, and people don't like that.
Which, I mean, if we get down to brass tacks, would it really be a bad thing to put tire manufacturers out of business?
No, but that's what
those guys are kind of rat bastards when you think about it.
That's the kind of stuff that I'm trying to say. That's the reason that they don't turn on free energy or anything like that, is because oil and coal and batteries and all that stuff, all that stuff is still money. It's all money.
So you have an entire industry.
If they gave you a nuclear reactor at your house, you'd never have to pay for it again. You'd never have to pay for electricity.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe it's like a subscription thing. They'll lease you the nuclear reactor. You could just
Disney ruins everything. Now I got a Disney Plus subscription to my nuclear reactor.
Teleportation would make cars obsolete.
Yeah.
Einstein had a theory about that. Einstein had a few. He had a number of theories that are, at this point, still feasible. And wormholes is one of those things that is actually still feasible. And you want to go deeper down the rabbit hole. I just saw somebody talking about how we actually, the entire galaxy has actually already been swallowed by a black hole. We're living in a black hole right now.
Oh, awesome. That would explain why I gained so much weight these last couple of years.
I don't know how we have drifted off into the subjects that we have. This is how every show goes. Wormholes all over my garden. RC Enduro, they absolutely would. The government would find a way to regulate and make you pay for everything, because that's what they do. That one of my favorite quotes from Ronald Reagan was the most dangerous phrase that you can hear anybody say is, I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Car that runs on poop. Hey, now you talk about shit power. I'm on board. I'm all on with that. It's going to make the world a far stinkier place, but
I mean, at this point, I'm just like, let's just go back to horses and carriage, and we'll just do the Oregon Trail thing. And 500 pounds of supplies.
Your entire team has died from dysentery.
Oh, you played this game.
I'm right there with you. I think the world would be a better place if we were more like the Amish.
I don't know. It's one of those things I've thought about quite a few times. It's like, it seems like it was a little bit simpler when all we had was horses and carriages.
It was just a different set of problems. They were
real
problems back then.
Yeah.
Would you really want to include you? That's the great part about it, Uaz. They didn't clean it. They didn't have roads and what. Everything was just dirt. So the poop just got stomped back into the dirt by the horses. So they didn't really clean anything.
In that sense.
And there are a few problems that brings to the table. Obviously having the number of people that we have, the number of horses that we would have to have for all of those people, there would be a lot of horses.
That's a lot of horses.
There would be a lot of horse poop. But you would also generate an entire industry of people that went around and cleaned up horse poop.
I mean, it brings business. I don't know, man.
And then we use the horse poop to power the generators that generate the electricity so that we can still have the internet, so that we can still have haters to post comments on YouTube videos.
Oh no, we're still. I hope we still have haters. I won't have anything to bitch about next show.
But a few less potholes. Yes, JM, because potholes would just get filled with poop. I mean, you may be on to something here, JB. Go back to horse and buggy, but still keep all of the other.
You're gonna fall asleep in your Tesla. Wait, and then somebody said that you're gonna fall asleep in your Tesla. But you're telling me that you wouldn't trust falling asleep, but at least the horse knows the way home. I mean, damn.
If your horse doesn't know the way home, it's going to go one of two places. It's going to find someplace, a big grass field
where it can graze,
or it's going to find a lake or a river so it can get something to drink.
Yeah.
Either way, you're not really going to be in that bad of shape. Car that used old fryer oil smelled like McDonald's. So we made E85, and now it smells like a movie theater popcorn. Yeah, I mean, the guy that it was an old Toyota pickup truck that had it was one of like the old Hiluxes that had a diesel engine in it, and he converted it over to run on used freaking French fry oil.
We're going back to the future.
Oh,
back to the past. I don't know. Future to the back. I don't know.
I am sad. I saw an interview with Michael J. Fox recently.
Oh yeah,
and
he's not doing too well.
Yeah, and it was him, and I can never remember his name, the actor that played Dr. Brown. They were on a stage, and it was the first time that they had seen each other in like a year and a half or 2 years or something, and it was heartbreaking. Watching Michael J. Fox like that, because what was the Family Ties, the first show that he was on?
Something like that, yeah.
Alex P. Keaton. Yeah, from him all the way through Back to the Future, and what Parkinson's is doing to him now it's heartbreaking to watch. But
Chris Lowe?
I don't know. Oh, Christopher Lloyd.
Oh.
Yeah. JM got him some autocorrect right there. That's what happened. I saw Christopher Lloyd in a gas station in Montecito, where he lives one time.
Ah.
Driving an old beat up Mercedes station wagon.
Yeah.
Like, dude, like, shouldn't you be worth like crap loads of money, and you're literally driving around in that kind of piece? It was kind of a piece of crap. But good way to stay incognito, though.
Yeah.
Especially in a place like Montecito, because there are tons of like famous people that live there and wealthy people live there, but there's also a ton of tourists that go through there because they know there's a ton of wealthy people that live there. So, Christopher Lloyd.
Good call.
Brilliant move.
Wesley Snipes, not looking great either here. Yeah, huh?
Oh, 11:30 bedtime.
Yeah, I was just thinking.
We are at 1:54 right now. So yeah, we are going to start wrapping up this week's show. Again, guys, it has been fantastic hanging
Mets
out.
RC is sneaking in here at the last minute.
Hey, Mr. Metz. Good to see you, sir. I'm gonna call Mr. Metz Commodore Metz because he has amassed quite a collection of boats. So he's Commodore Metz.
He's got a navy, huh?
Man, but yeah, you know what? Thank you all for joining and hanging out with us.
Absolutely.
I hope that we were able to entertain and have some fun this week. I know we got to talk about a whole bunch of random stuff, which
off the wall today.
You know what? But these seem like the shows that go by the fastest when, you know, I have notes, like things I want to talk about, and out of all the things that I wrote down on my sheet, I only like talked about 2 of them because I did.
You write stuff down?
I do. I have proof. See, look at I write stuff down.
You're making me look bad over here.
Yeah, it just the 2 hours flies by because we just bounce around from one thing to another, and it is a ton of fun. And it's a ton of fun interacting with everybody in the chat. That makes this show a ton of fun, is that everybody is in here, you know, talking and saying things and interacting with us, and it's not just, like I said, it's not just boring for 2 hours. It's fun. We're bringing fun back into RC and freaking
or somewhere.
We're bringing fun back to something somewhere at some point. We're also bringing some hate.
I will be bringing the hate.
We got it. That's part of the deal. Bringing hate. Barbecue, Taxi, Jim on Taxi, absolutely classic. That fantastic show. I think I mentioned to JB when we were talking on the phone about Andy Kaufman.
Oh yeah,
and Andy Kaufman was absolutely brilliant. Some of the things that he did, and just how he had inside jokes with his buddies that nobody else got, and they would piss themselves laughing. Like, they would go out on a comedy tour together. They would do things that they would die laughing at, that nobody understood what the hell they were talking about. And it wasn't until years later that, you know, the truth came out, like, yeah, you know, this was like a total inside joke between like 4 people. And to them, it was hilarious, and nobody else got it.
Right.
But yeah. But anyhow, Mr. JB, thank you once again for hanging out. This is
always.
This is a lot of fun. This show is about having fun. This show is about talking about whatever we want, whenever we want, however we want, and not worrying that somebody's going to get offended. And if they do get offended, sucks to be them. Yeah, I mean, there is the one finger salute. Because, you know, you come here by choice, and you hang out with us by choice, just like you do things.
Well, I hope you have a choice. I hope nobody's holding you down and making you watch this show. That's awful.
I do mail. I can't say that. I will definitely get in trouble.
You'll definitely get in trouble for that.
YouTube community guidelines will definitely get on me about threatening our viewers. If you don't show up.
Can't tell if it's BDSM or torture.
But yeah, you know what? I think we should come back next Wednesday and do this again at 5:30. And man, let's, you know, and again, if you're watching right now, or if you're watching in a replay and you got something you want to talk about,
let us know.
Post it in the chat, put us in the comment. Go to the non-existent webpage and send a message in the non-existent contact us section.
I promise that if you make, we'll listen to you guys. If you put a comment in the show, we'll try to talk about what you want to talk about.
Absolutely. I know I read every single comment that goes in. I reply to every single comment. Every video that I've ever done that has ever gotten a comment, I have replied to every single comment ever. I pride myself on being able to say that. I'm a very interactive YouTuber. I like calling myself a YouTuber because it makes me sound cool.
You're an
I'm
influencer.
cool. I'm a YouTube personality.
You do that really
All
well.
right. On that happy note,
All right.
my YouTube personality self is going to go into the house and hang out with my family. I hope that all of you have a fantastic rest of the week. Have a great weekend, and we will see you back here for more shit that needs to be said next Wednesday.
Heck yeah.
And here comes the awkward moment while